Hello fellas, and welcome to another stream. It's been years since I've streamed Mythos. Today's gonna, just as a warning, today's gonna be a really chill stream. But the next Mythos stream that I have in store will be pretty interesting if I do say so myself, which hopefully should be happening next week. I'm gonna try to start streaming Mythos on a weekly basis. I may miss a week every now and then, but we're gonna try to get it to that because, you know, goals. Indeed, it's Mythos, folks. Alrighty. So, suppose we should get into it then. God, I haven't gotten into character. Like, I haven't gotten into character here in so long. It feels so weird. I think I heard some noise from downstairs a bit earlier. I don't know who decided to come into my office, but they left quickly enough. Honestly, it was probably just Adriatic or Landon. And there's a dog that needs to be let inside. Hold on briefly, fellas. Life calls. Hold on. It's okay, chat. My timing is impeccable. My timing is impeccable. A dog stepped on my foot, but it's fine. The dog stepped on my foot. Anyway, I'm gonna have to let that dog back in a few minutes, but we're just gonna roll with it because, sometimes you just gotta, folks. At the very least, I don't have as much background noise anymore. Anyway, back into character. Oh, what's this? A letter and some device? Huh. It kind of looks like one of those old recording devices. It looks a bit old, but still functional. Let me give this a read first. Villain. Yes, I do love to be called a villain when being sent a letter. It's been some time since my last message. Oh. It's been longer than I intended, so as a sign of goodwill, I've included proof that the child still lives. Do keep waiting for when I call for you. Someday soon I will send you coordinates. When that day comes, you and your librarians will follow them, unless you wish for the child to die. I know you don't want that. Soon you will be gone from this world, and justice will be served. Lux. Of course. What else am I to expect from Lux? They've already kept the child for this long. What do they intend to do? Getting angry won't help. Indeed. They better send those coordinates soon. Anyway, let me try to listen to this device. This might have the proof. The small screen of the device shows that there's one recording stored on it. Okay, let's press play. Cedric's voice fills the room. Hi! I was told to talk to this thingy. It looks like one of Dad's technology... machine things. Don't know why, though. Machines aren't alive. Dad says to treat machines good because they help so much. There's a pause. Huh? Oh, okay. I gotta go now, machine. Talk to you later? The recording ends with a soft beep. Well, this is proof. This device... Actually, I have a bit of an idea. Today I think I'm gonna check on the town, but... Jordan hasn't left his house in so long. If I could get him to fix this machine, it could get him moving. Okay. You know, it's actually a lot harder than it looks to break a machine in a way that's still repairable. Kind of. Okay, let me just throw this about a bit. Come on, I just need to bang you up a bit. And that should do it. Let me just test it. Yeah, okay. It's not playing anymore. Okay. That means that was successful. Oh. Okay then. You totally didn't just hear me breaking a device up there? Hello. Been a bit since I've seen you. Hello. It's been some time since we've spoken. I hope it's alright that I'm in here. I wasn't entirely sure I was allowed to enter this tower. Oh, you're alright so long as you have a reason to be here, and most commonly, that reason is a need to speak with me. Oh, and I do. I've been putting it off for some time since, well, ever since that child was kidnapped. It never exactly felt like a good time to properly ask this. Well, given how little I've seen you do, well, or I guess how sparsely I've seen you, I kind of figured you'd been put off by the danger of this town. Well, there's danger everywhere. I'd quicker trust a place that's open about their problems than a sparkly paradise that seemingly has none. Well, that's a take, I suppose. I see. And your name was... Ah, I'm sorry. Of course you'd have forgotten. I'm Miss a guard, but that'd feel weird coming from anyone other than a student, so a guard would be preferred. Is that not your last name? It is. You could say that my first name is a not-so-closely guarded secret. Okay, I'm a little confused here. So, is your first name guarded or not? It's guarded in the sense that I'd rather not give it out, but won't exactly lose sleep over it if I have to. Fair enough, I guess. I take it you want to be a teacher of sorts? You mentioned students. Yes, that's what brought me here, actually. I heard that there might be a school in development here. Oh, yeah, I see. I remember you mentioning something of the sort the first time we spoke. You're still interested in this? You've had enough chance to see the state of things here. Currently, there is little that could be called a school, unless the recent renovations have given you hope. Well, I will admit that I imagined there'd be a bit more already established, but I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm sure you and the other teachers must think so to still be around, yes? I'm stumbling over reading today. I'm sorry to break it to you, guard, but there are no other teachers, and I wouldn't exactly call myself one. Are you sure you understand just what you're signing yourself up for? There is no guarantee that this will even manage to be a school a month or even a year from now. But you want it to be one, right? Rephrase that, please? I don't quite get what you mean. And there's the summon to let the dog in again. It's okay, guys. What is canon? And we're back, fellas. The dog is totally canon. Alrighty. Rephrase that, please? You want to make a school here in Lyondell, right? Among other things, yeah? Let me be frank then, Miss Swan. I've heard a lot of talk about this and that throughout my life, but seen very little doing, and honestly, library seems the same. You're doing a fantastic job of winning me over right now, I gotta say. Yeah, really convinced when you're insulting me. Hold on, please, I'm getting to the point. She takes a deep breath, refocusing. But I've noticed that you seem to be changing, or at least sort of fumbling and trying to find a new direction. You know that this isn't working, or maybe you've always known that. Just, what I'm trying to say is that I don't see any harm in me throwing my lot in here, at least for the time being. I mean, there's nothing saying that I can't jump ship if I'm wrong. I truly hope that you have a better way with words when teaching a guard. Wait, so I'm not quite. If you're willing to give this dying dream a chance, then who am I to discourage you? Now, first, I want to see if you're actually qualified to teach. Oh, I was under the impression that this conversation became a job interview the moment I told you I wanted to teach here. You should really work on your speech skills if that's the case. Or your interview skills, whatever it qualifies as, because I'm not gonna lie, that was rather poor. She grimaces. I suppose it isn't normal to half insult your potential would-be employer, is it? If you're worried about whether you've offended me, then don't worry. I'm actually quite fond of your spirit. But still, I'll admit that I don't know much about education or any official qualifications, so I think a test would be a lot simpler. A test? I want you to make a lesson plan. Then, later, you will teach me that lesson, and I'll judge you from there. I'll be teaching you? Yes. Will that be a problem? No, I just have a few questions, like, should my lesson be designed for a certain age group? Are there any topic restrictions and the like? Base your lesson around me. I would be ready to commit something if I was subjected to circle time. As for the topics, I'm not sure what you're all versed in, but bombcraft is your one restriction. Teach me some of that, and you're immediately failing. I genuinely. As for anything else, just try to keep field trips to a minimum, and don't send me miles from Lyondell. That should about cover it. I think I have a good idea of the assignment, yes. I will not disappoint. We'll see. Let me know once your lesson plan is ready. Oh, and a guard, don't call me Miss Swan. Understood. And I'll leave you to it. Okay, then. Well, I was wondering when that fellow would approach me about that, to be honest. Yeah, backhand compliment. My sister asked what I was doing, and I said watching YouTube, and she said, getting me a drink? Thanks. Oh, jeez, that sounds like me and my siblings sometimes. Oh, Lord, siblings. Siblings. That was out of character, actually. Siblings. I'm great at this. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Okay. I'm really just taking a backhanded way to exit this building. No. I guess Landon and Adriatic are sparring. Oh, I didn't know those two were close. I mean, I guess I do tend to go to them whenever something goes haywire, because they are some of the most competent people. Huh, interesting. Thank you, Willow. I've been working pretty hard on them. In any case, I should probably get talking to Jordan. I genuinely hope this works. Hey, I'm here. Well, someone's entering at least. Oh, Zechariah. The man is monitoring a cauldron, mouth drawn into a stiff line of concentration. The aroma is calming, like chamomile. I cannot say that word. Funny. I'd expect you to be running around trying to fix this mess. Instead, you're here. Hello to you too, Zechariah. Wonderful greeting. He sneers. You can faintly hear it. He doesn't turn to face you. Unless you've got some good news. He doesn't sound hopeful. Potentially. I received a letter this morning from the kidnapper. Zechariah drops the glass vial he was holding, flinching and quietly cursing under his breath as it shatters against the ground. He sweeps it away with a shoe and turns to face you, quickly closing the distance between you both until there's hardly any at all. There's barely contained venom in his voice. And you didn't start with that? Hey, Zechariah, get out of my face. Now? He's glaring so intently at you that for a moment it seems like he won't. But surely and slowly, he takes a few steps back and drops eye contact, running a hand through his hair as he wanders back over to his cauldron, clenching and unclenching a fist like his life depends on it. What did you find? A device was included, and supposedly, it has evidence that Cedric is alive. He glances at you. Supposedly? The device is a bit old and damaged. Not irreparable, I could get it working without too much effort, but I want Jordan to do it. You what? Zechariah is keeping his voice down as much as he can, likely due to Jordan being upstairs, but evidently he's mad and does not like that suggestion at all. He needs answers and reassurance, not something that could get his hopes up for nothing. You have no idea what's on that device. This could just be a sick game. Jordan messes with tech, correct? Yes, but that isn't the point. Zechariah? Jordan has been little more than a lifeless corpse these last few months, so unless you want that to continue, you'll let him fix this. You aren't listening to me, damn it! We don't know what's on that tape. It could undo what little progress he's made. I've already listened to it, Zechariah. I'm not that dumb. What? You said it was broken. Yeah, I'm the one that broke it. To give Jordan something to fix, something to do, a compelling reason to live, if you will. He's silent for a good moment, processing what's been said. He glances towards the stairs, gaze lingering, before he looks back. You can see the moment he relents in his eyes. Fine. He's upstairs, but if you upset him, I know you ain't fond of Thaumcraft. Is that a threat, Zechariah? Could be. Don't threaten me, Zechariah. You're better than that. Or if you aren't, at least pretend that you are. Hey. Jordan is sitting on the bed, staring mindlessly at the wall. His eyes seem to just stare through you as if you're not even there. I'm just gonna sit next to you. The mattress shifts a bit, bringing Jordan's attention to you, and this time you can tell he sees you. There's a cold steel in his eyes, one that's jagged and hurt. It's clearly not the same creed as Zechariah, but it's harsh all the same. You. I don't want to see you. I know. I know that you don't. Good. You can go then. Your silence seems to enrage him more than your refusal. Why aren't you leaving? I told you to leave. Go! Now! I'm not going to leave, Jordan. He grits his teeth and looks away, his messy and unkempt hair falling into his eyes. It's easy to see how his clothes hang looser on his frame and the way he shakes. It's your fault. It becomes a mantra to him. It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault! Jordan... The man pivots around and shoves you, tears streaking down his face as he chokes on his words. He curls his hands into fists, banging them uselessly against your shoulder and side, even as you shift to raise your arms in defense. You said you'd always bring him back to me. You promised. He's just a boy. He's my boy, and... He can't get the words out anymore, and just breaks down sobbing. Zechariah moves downstairs, but fortunately doesn't come upstairs. Hey. Jordan doesn't resist as he's pulled into a side hug of sorts. He cries, struggling to calm down. Hey. You pull out the recording device and press it into one of Jordan's hands without a word, closing his fingers around it. His sobs have subsided to quiet sniffles, but he's still shaking a lot. What? You're going to help me fix this. Fix it? Mm-hmm. Jordan shakily points out his tools after a moment, clearly confused, but he goes along with your direction. You bring them over. Here. Let me take that now. Wordlessly, Jordan hands over the device, and after a bit of digging around in Jordan's tools, you get to work, picking apart the device to reconstruct and replace what's broken. It's silent save for a few sniffles as Jordan composes himself, wiping away stray tears with his sleeves. Let me just... You connected the wrong wire. Oh, I did? Yeah, here. Jordan carefully takes the device from you and reaches across to his tools, selecting a few and getting to work. He first fixes the mistake before continuing. As he works, he slowly stops shaking, and a notable alertness returns to his gaze. Come on, you can do it. It's fixed. Here. He hands over the device. Listen, this is a device that can record what people say and play it back. If you look, there's already something on it. Give it a listen. Hold on, let me destroy this fella in my chat. He hesitates, still looking a bit lost, but activates it all the same. At the sound of his son's voice, Jordan tears up again, holding on to the device for all he's worth. You both wait in silence until the recording is finished. Son is alive. Your son is alive, Jordan. I thought... Jordan, when was the last time you went outside or ate? When was the last time you left this room, even? He falls silent. You've stopped living. Stopped everything. And Zechariah stopped with you. But the world is still turning, and your son is still out there. I haven't given up, but you? You're hardly eating, or even taking care of yourself, and haven't moved from this house for over a month. This needs to change. Change? You're one to talk. All you do is promise things you'll never keep. You want me to live? Well, I want my son home and safe. I hate this town, this world. I hate you. You can't imagine what it's like to lose a child or this. Enough! Jordan. I can't understand what you're feeling. Okay? Listen. I want you to listen to me very carefully, because I will only say this once. No, I can't imagine how you feel, and I won't try, but I do have children. I live every day fearing that my daughter will never come home, that she'll get killed or decide that she just never wants to come back, that my son will decide to up and leave like everyone else. I have held my dying daughter in my arms numerous times, wondering if this is the time her soul will finally shatter, if this is the time I lose her for real. And I'm not telling you that as in to feel bad for me. I'm trying to put it into perspective. I help none of them by wasting away in a corner, and neither will you. You're still here. You have the privilege to live. So try, please. Because people like Zechariah are waiting for you. He has been there from the start for you. Do you just expect him to watch you waste away forever until you die? He doesn't deserve that, Jordan. It's not fair. No, it isn't fair. Zechariah, he... Talk to him. Let him help you, because I sure as hell can't. Not in the way you need. Keep yourself busy. Find a goal. Find something. Anything that you can live for. A purpose is even better. I'll take my leave now. Please think about what I've said, okay? Wait. Jordan stands, brushing past you to make for his desk, which at some point was used as a poor excuse for a workshop. It hadn't been used in some time, given the dust. He rummages around in his things for a bit, eventually producing a paper and an odd pair of glasses. I'd like a workshop. A proper one. Jordan hands you the paper, which turns out to be a blueprint of sorts. I'll see what I can work out. And here, try these on. I've heard you have a vision issue. He hands over the odd glasses. Let me just, hold on, let me put these on. I do, yeah. Can you see any better? Not really? Figured. I'll need to configure them to you then. He takes them back from you, tucking them away. Once I get them configured right, I'll send them over. Thank you, actually. I didn't know you had something like that. It's from an old project. I don't want to talk about it. Not yet. Yeah, okay. Just take it slow, alright? You've got a lot to think about. Make up your mind. You want me to speed up or slow down? You know what I mean, Jordan. Yeah, just find Cedric and bring him home, please. I hate this so much. I'll keep you updated. Don't worry. Okay. Let me actually just set this down for you. And actually, hold on. I'm gonna try on those glasses again. I know they aren't configured right, but I might as well. You know, these kind of look interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess they're technological because they have to fix whatever the hell's wrong with my vision, which I suspect isn't normal vision issues, but I'm excited at the prospect that they'll eventually work. Yeah. Here, let me set these back down. I'm just glad that worked, to at least some degree. Thank you, Cheese, I guess. I guess I'll let Jordan know that once they're actually finally configured right. It's gonna be so weird once I can see people again. Hey again, Zechariah. Zechariah seems to have something on his mind. You alright? Sounded like Jordan got a bit physical. It didn't hurt. He is pretty weak, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a bit surprising. I didn't expect him to react like that, but I kind of did at the same time. Yeah. He looks troubled. What's on your mind? The man doesn't answer right away, and instead just stares for a good moment. You wait patiently. Zechariah always seems to search for something in your gaze or expression, although you never know if he actually finds what he's after. I'm angry. Maybe rightfully so, but I'm not sure anymore. I'm not certain I understand what you're getting at. I don't either. I just don't feel right leaving things with how I talked with you. You may be an ass for promising things you can't keep, but you're still trying. Are you apologizing to me? Well, I suppose I should. I heard how you helped Jordan. He wants a workshop. Sounds like he wants to do things again. I want to hit you for yelling at him, but it's more than I've managed to do this entire time, so... He pauses, looking like he'd rather punt you out of the house than continue speaking. I'm sorry for how I was talking to you. I see. That's it? What were you expecting? Fanfare? Now, for the love of all, I knew this was a shit idea. You know what? Never mind. I said I'm sorry, and now you can go do whatever it is you do. I acknowledge your apology. I just don't place that much value in words anymore. Fair enough, just get... I need to think things over now. You suck, by the way. My life used to be simple before you showed up on my doorstep. Ah, but that was your choice to involve yourself further, alchemist. I take no responsibility for your own choices. You? He looks like he wants to say more, but he bites his tongue. I'll see you around, Zechariah. At least he apologized, I guess. I don't blame him for getting mad on Jordan's behalf, but really does he have to bark at me like an angry... He's not a chihuahua. He'd be a much bigger dog. Whatever. I hate dogs. Not the animals, just people who behave like them. It's really, really infuriating when people follow people blindly. Whatever. Looks like Landon and Adriatic are done sparring. The Andanian warrior rests against the fountain, hammer leaning against the rim as you approach. Hey, Saru, you missed the show. Did you and Landon finish sparring? Yeah, for a landwalker, they're pretty good. Fast as a Lithran. Ithran? Wind. Fast as the wind. Andanian is a fascinating language. Although, that reminds me, actually. Do you know a Pilth? That fish fellow that lives in the meteor near my island? Him? I know of him. Libet made me listen to some of the reconnaissance reports. What of it? I was wondering if they'd be allowed to move into Pulpero. I know that's odd and probably not the best thing for me to suggest, but my island is becoming more and more unsafe. Very much so more each day. And I worry for them, pretty much. I'll smuggle him in if I have to. Leave that one to me, Saru. Hold, back up a second. Smuggle him in? Why would you... Listen, you don't want me to get into Pulpero politics. This'll work. I've literally done it, like, twice. I've lost count. I'll not inquire further, so that my knowledge can never be used against you in a court of law. She shudders. That's best. Okay, then. Let me know once it's been handled, then. Oh, and say hi to Lilith for me? Hey, I ain't your messenger, Landwalker. Remember that. Can't have you getting too comfortable bossing me around. I never intended to insinuate. Sorry. The warrior shrugs. Just keep that in mind, Saru. I'm an Undanian first, ambassador or whatever second. I'll head out soon. Safe travels, Adriatic. Well, at least that's one less thing to worry about. On top of the pile of problems. Hey there, Landon. Landon rests in the shade of a tree, cleaning... Not her. God, how do I do this every time? Anytime you see her with Landon, it's not. It's supposed to be them. I'm just a dumbass and typing for so many people that sometimes I mess it up. Normally I wouldn't break character, but I just want to get that across because it's been a while since I've done Mythos, so I want to establish that. Landon is a they-them. My brain just goes. Anyway. Landon rests in the shade of a tree, cleaning their blade and tending to it. It's been some time since we have spoken, has it not? Yeah, but the silence is my fault, I'll admit. Fear not, you have been searching as hard as I. However, I believe I witnessed my sister enter the Grand Library. Did she finally speak with you? She did, actually. She wants to teach here still, surprisingly. If something crosses that one's mind, it will happen one way or another. That is something to be learned when it comes to my sister. Yes, she did strike me as the persistent type. On another note, how was your spar? I did not win, but I do believe there is much I can learn from Adriatic. Our fighting styles are notably different, but it goes beyond that. Given my style, hers is the one that I struggle against the most. Adriatic is quite the wall, able to dish out devastating damage while taking a great amount herself. It is impressive, truly. Practicing against her shall only serve to better my own defenses. I'm glad to hear that you're seeking to better yourself. Hell, I'm half tempted to join in one of these days. Landon seems intrigued by that. You are welcome to if you ever find yourself a spare moment, although if another is to join an actual sparring area may prove beneficial. Otherwise, we will need to move such occurrences outside of Lyondell in order to not cause a public disturbance. That's fair, actually. I've been meaning to look into expanding Lyondell anyway, so I'll be sure to put that on the list. That would be greatly appreciated, although I have another proposal. Oh? Hit me with it, then. I have noticed the lengths in which you have gone to furnish the Grand Library. Among your additions, I noticed the inclusion of a small medical ward of sorts, yet we have no one with innate medical knowledge. If the opportunity arises, please recruit someone to man that ward. I'm afraid that my limited first aid knowledge will not suffice in the future. Someone that knows first aid? You make a fair point. It seems like I'll need to obtain a more direct line of funds soon. Problems for the future. I'll keep a lookout. Admittedly, I do not know much about acquiring or managing funds, but that Osiris fellow may be able to offer you advice. From my limited interactions with him, I gather that he too was a wanderer of sorts, but his experience may be more directly applicable to your needs. It wouldn't hurt to ask. I'll be off then. Glad to be of service. Until next time, Swan. Until next time, Landon. Alrighty. At least a good amount of people seem to be doing alright. It's good that there's proof of Cedric being alive. It's been so long that I don't really blame Jordan for having given up. That's not the residence I need to be going to. They said Osiris. Honestly, I haven't talked to Osiris in quite some time, and their door is open. Maybe he just returned from a walk or something? Hey there, fella. It's been a while. quick thing, chat. Fellows are allowed to use any pronouns they prefer if I see you not, you know, doing that. Yeah, things aren't gonna go very well. You will be timed out. Mods, you are allowed to execute the same thing. I'm not saying you guys will, I'm just letting y'all know. Anyway, hey Osiris. The pink-haired individual appears to be rather engrossed in a journal of sorts, scribbling away. He doesn't notice you. Yeah, that's on brand. Hey fella, it's been a while. After a brief moment of fumbling with his writing utensil, Osiris glances your way, snapping his journal shut in order to offer his undivided attention. Oh, it has, hasn't it? Sorry, I haven't. It's best I not make excuses. It was my choice to shut myself up in here. On the bright side, I've had plenty of time to think. Well, it's good to see you've been up to things at least. I was kind of worried about you. Why am I reading the chat? Chat's canon, fellas. I am a streamer, and y'all are my chat. Anyway, I'm perishing mentally. I don't sit still voluntarily, Swan. It's a compulsion I listen to as little as possible. Fair enough, I suppose. Is it accurate to assume you've been well, then? Well enough. You? Better in some ways, worse in others. I want to ask about your village, though. What happened with all of that? Nice to meet you too, fella, I guess. And that wasn't to you, Osiris. Don't question the voices. Oh, that. Aiden and Ina just left without a word in the end. Without their permission, I can't give you the coordinates. I'm lost here, honestly. I don't understand why you're still abiding by those rules. Have you not left the village? And they're actively preventing you from sending help to it, so, like, why are you still abiding by it? What are they gonna do, hunt you down? He pauses for a moment, as if uncertain of how to respond. A part of me wonders if I should just let it go. Not the coordinates, I mean, just let go of my attachment. I mean, they gave up on me. Why should I? You have no reason to care for those that don't care for you. I understand. With all this time to think, I wonder if it's been more of a bad thing at times. I'll just have to think more on it, I guess. Let's just put this discussion on pause for now, yeah? That's fine by me. There are already more than enough problems that need resolving anyhow. And speaking of problems, I was wondering if you'd be up to helping me solve a few. That's gonna depend on the problems, big time. Fair enough. I'm not asking you to fight or anything, if that's what you're worried about. I know you're not much of one, nor do you want to be. It's more managerial problems. Okay, now that sounds like something I might be able to help with. Hit me with it. Okay, I need a better way to acquire funds for Lyondell. And then there's city planning, but don't concern yourself with that. According to Landon, the first one might be right up your alley. Landon... Oh, that's the blonde one, right? I guess I did mention that I've managed money before. Okay, I can at least try to help. That's all I'm asking. I'll need money if I'm to pay people around here, which I'm going to need to start doing real soon. Not to mention that I don't have as much time to build anymore. I'll need others to do it. Osiris gives you a look. That's probably for the best anyway. No offense, Swan, but you're kind of slow? With building. You're slow with building. Yeah, I do hate building. Nice save. That explains Bay Garden, I guess. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. If you need to make money, why not look into establishing trade routes with some other towns? That could generate some tax money for you. Trade routes. I guess I could look into East Haven. That's all the way in Teramos. That'll more likely be a net loss than a net positive, especially if that's the first route you establish. Think of the time it'd take for you to get supplies over there. Okay, yeah, that's true. That is notably true. Tell you what, give me some time and I'll try to set something up for you. I might be able to arrange a meeting with another town or something. Then all you need to do is seal the deal. I've been meaning to go on another trip anyway. You think you'd be able to do that? Like, not at all, but there's no harm in trying. Right, okay. Just try not to ruin Lionel's image, alright? Okay? Do I need to worry about this, Osiris? Is this something I need to be concerned about actively? I really hope it's not, genuinely. Wouldn't dream of screwing over my landlord. I better get packing then. It'll be great to be on the road again. I'll leave you to it then. Have fun. Well, that's, I guess, another thing. Hopefully I do not need to worry about Osiris in that regard. I really hope I don't. Anyway. There's one last thing I think I need to be doing. Today's been a pretty good day with checking up on everyone. That's good, because things are really going to be changing around here soon. Speaking of, I need to call a library meeting soon enough. Yeah, no, honestly, I don't know why library wasn't like the way I intend to take it from the beginning. Oh, looks like Medea's here. Medea is taking in the redone library, looking oddly unguarded. Perhaps that's not the right word. Like the upgrade? She's a bit slow to respond, almost as if she's been pulled out of a trance. Ah, yes, you've done a magnificent job, dear. I must admit that I've always been rather fond of literature. There's nothing quite like a cozy library, is there? My sentiment exactly. If I hadn't stumbled upon this place organically, word of this would have brought me straight here. Books certainly have a pull on you. I don't blame you, though. I do, too. They do on me as well, genuinely. It's partially the atmosphere. There's nothing else like the smell of pages, both new and old, or the feeling you get from sitting for hours on a comfy chair tucked away from the world. Reading is both a wondrous escape as well as a gift for learning. Yes. Medea trails off, looking to be touched with nostalgia. She almost seems to be a tad pained, but you could have imagined it. Have you met Miss Agard? I know that's off topic, but... Also, thank you, Willow. I spent a lot of time on the 3 floors of the Grand Library, and it's still not done. Is that not the woman that wishes to teach? The very same. I'm curious. What do you think of her? What do I think? She pauses, pondering the inquiry. Why, I'm not certain my opinion is of much merit, but she seems a little green. I do not believe that's bad, but I do think that you have had enough of those who cannot competently do their jobs, have you not? Perhaps. She struck me as stubborn in many regards. Stubbornness can easily be a detriment, just as quickly as it can be a boon. That is true. Has she asked to be made a teacher, dearest? She has. I've decided to test her skills first, but I'm verging on optimistic. Something I haven't been able to say in a while, frankly. Does she not have the proper experience? Experienced or not, I would test her anyway. Just because someone is experienced doesn't mean they'd be up to my standards. Anyhow, thank you for sharing your opinion. Of course, I'm always willing to lend an ear to our grand librarian. I appreciate that. Anyhow, I need to be going. Enjoy the library as long as you want, Medea. She smiles. I will. I will leave you to it then. Oh, thank you, Joshua. Oh, thank you, Willow. I very much I very much appreciate it. You know what? Hold on. Before I get to the final thing I want to look at today, let's just go over it, because I want to show it off a little bit, because I'm not sure I properly I don't think I properly showed it off. So, I really like the main area. There's just these cases, which eventually, honestly, I can probably store, like, cool relics or other items, clothes. There we go. That kind of stuff. This llama is still here. I removed them for the construction, but I let them back inside. I probably should move them somewhere else. I don't know how they got here in the first place. I don't know why they're here. I really don't want a llama in the library, but I'll figure that out at some point. We just have a lot of shelves, a lot of stuff, and we have I've always loved little reading nooks, just little quiet places tucked away where you can read. Yeah, I know. I have shaders now, guys! It's crazy! Just books packed in every potential corner. Then we have the third floor, which is just, you know, general, more of a study area. There's a lot more seating and stuff like that. Let him be the class pet. There need to be enough children or people for there to be a class in the first place, but I'll consider it. If y'all like the llama enough, I guess I won't remove them. But we just, you know, little reading corners. And also, what library is complete without one of those bookcases where you pull the book back, right? God, can I get in here? Hello? There we go. Where you pull the book back and it just, the bookcase slides aside or open. So there's a small space back here I haven't done anything with just yet. Then we have the second level of the third floor, which is just pretty much books. You get to run around, go up here, go down, you know, stare out the window maybe. Great view of Mint's place. All that fun stuff. Then we have the actual proper classroom, which hopefully no one is afraid of heights. But yeah. So this will probably be where a guard ends up teaching if they pass my little test. Anyhow, let me go over the part I walked through really quickly earlier today as well. There's this area, which is pretty much just a small little study room. We then go down here. We have another little study room. Just lots of little areas where people can research, study, do that kind of stuff. Then we have this area, which is kind of another little classroom, very small. I had someone tell me that this felt like a detention area because of how few desks there are, so you get sent up here, because down here is another classroom. And another classroom and all that. So I guess the upstairs bit right over here is detention. There's a little courtyarded area. You can sit on the bench or just look. I don't know, it's kind of nice. Then that's kind of that for over there. So that's pretty much it, for the most part, other than a place I haven't been yet. So now let's get to the last area, because there's something I need to look at. I did end up making a bit of a medical ward. It's pretty small. It's a bit off-centered, but you know, I did the best I could at this point. And then we have the official meeting room. Speaking of which, library is in for a lot of changes. Today's shown me that at least the town is stable, but it needs to grow, it needs to expand, it needs to adapt, and frankly, the way library has been, it isn't what I want for it. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on some of the things I'm going to decide to do in the future, but frankly, at this point, I don't care. We've trimmed some members. ZK left again. For where, I don't know. He just disappeared again, and I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he left. Went on another venture. But whatever the case, he doesn't matter anymore. At least, not to me. This guy is also no longer in library anymore. They're still around, they're just not in library anymore. So now there's us. And with those of us that are left, I'm going to change the direction of library. I'm going to change our goals, how it's run. I need to do a lot of changing. But it's all a part of the process. I just need to give it time. And with that, we shall be ending off today, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I know it was like 100% dialogue. 100% of that was just dialogue. I know. However, you know, just think of it as a small little step. It's a step in the process, folks. I can promise you that the next Mythos stream is something I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to miss from my perspective. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And if everything goes to plan, that'll be sometime next week. So keep looking out, fellas. Thank y'all. Y'all have been a great chat today. Take care, folks. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time it is for y'all. But I personally am gonna head out. Take care.